What if I told you that the athletes who never seem to gas out aren't actually tougher than you? They're just built differently, not genetically, biologically, and it's something you can engineer. I am JT. I have completed 100 plus triathlons, crossed the finish line at 31 Ironman triathlons, including qualifying for the World Championship in Kona, Hawaii. That's 140.6 miles of swimming, biking, and running in a single day, 31 times over. And here's what 2 decades of endurance racing taught me that most people get completely wrong about not getting tired. It has nothing to do with heart. It has nothing to do with grit. Those things matter, but they're the cherry on top. The real work happens way before race day in how you architect your three energy systems. This video is for you if you're a competitive athlete, a weekend warrior, a triathlete, a fighter, a basketball player, a coach, or really anyone who has ever hit a wall and wondered why your training isn't translating to the back half of your event. By the end of these next few minutes, you're going to walk away knowing exactly which three energy systems your body uses, how to train each one without canceling out the others, and the specific work to rest protocols that build what I call infinite endurance. This is the same framework I've used to coach athletes and the same principles that got me to Kona. Before we get into it, if you find value in this breakdown, hit that subscribe button and tap the bell so you don't miss the deeper dives I'm rolling out on training, recovery, and race execution. A quick thumbs up goes a long way in helping this reach other athletes who need it. All right, let's get to work. We've all seen that one athlete, the one who seems to have an extra gear when everyone else is hitting a wall. In the closing minutes of a game or the final round of a fight, they're still moving with the same explosive snap they had at the start. The real secret is biological. It's about energy system development. Infinite endurance isn't the result of doing more cardio. It's the result of building a body where three distinct engines work in perfect harmony. Most athletes fail because they train in the middle ground, working hard enough to get tired, but not specifically enough to improve any one particular system. I made this exact mistake for years in my early Ironman career. To stop getting tired, you have to stop working out and start building your energy architecture. The first pillar is your lactic system. Biologically, this is your most immediate source of energy. It relies on stored ATP and creatine phosphate to create massive power instantly without needing oxygen and without creating that classic burn of lactic acid. This is the system that powers a 100-meter dash, a heavy set of 3 squats, or a sudden explosive jump for a rebound. The science, the Alactic system is designed for maximum intensity but has a very small tank. It can only fuel efforts for about 10 seconds or less. Push past that at max effort and your body is forced to switch to a slower fuel source. How to train it? First, max strength training. You need to lift heavy. Think 1 to 5 repetitions at high intensity. But here's the most important detail most people miss. You must rest 2 to 3 minutes between sets. If you cut your rest to 30 seconds because it feels harder, you're not training power anymore. You're training fatigue. Those are 2 completely different adaptations. Second, lactic intervals. These are pure, 100% effort bursts lasting 8 to 15 seconds. Hill sprints, assault bike sprints, sport-specific movements like powerful shadow boxing. After each burst, rest 2 to 4 minutes. That long rest lets your body chemically re-up its lactic stores. So rep 10 is just as explosive as rep 1. Once you pass that 10-second mark of high-intensity work, your body moves into the lactic system, also called the glycolytic system. This one provides energy for efforts lasting between 30 seconds and 2 minutes. This is where the burn lives, the science of the burn. The lactic system produces energy quickly, but it creates a byproduct, lactic acid. As that acid accumulates, it interferes with muscle contraction and creates that heavy, lead-filled feeling in your legs or arms. Here's the mindset shift that took me years to figure out on the Ironman course. Infinite endurance doesn't mean you never produce lactic acid. It means you've trained your body to clear it and use it as fuel more efficiently than your competition. How to train it? The protocol is 20 to 40 seconds of maximum sustainable effort. Then recover until your heart rate drops significantly before going again. For a basketball player, this looks like a full-court suicide with sprinting and changes of direction for 30 seconds. For a boxer, it's 40 seconds of non-stop shoe shining or power shots on the heavy bag. For a triathlete, it's threshold intervals on the bike or repeats on the track. The goal is to condition your body to tolerate metabolic waste, and more importantly, to clear that waste rapidly during your rest periods so you can maintain intensity deep into a long match or race. Finally, the aerobic system. This is the most misunderstood pillar in athletic training. Most explosive athletes avoid aerobic work because they're afraid it'll make them slow. I'm here to tell you, after 31 Ironmans and years of coaching, that fear is costing you. Here's the game changer. The stronger your aerobic base is, the faster your body recharges your explosive Alactic system. If your aerobic engine is weak, you might have one great explosive play, but you'll be gassed for the rest of the game. If it's strong, your battery refills almost instantly during every break in the action. This is the secret weapon hiding in plain sight. The foundation protocol: low intensity, steady state work. The rule I coach my athletes on is the conversational pace test. If you can't speak in full sentences while doing it, you're going too hard. Duration: 60 to 90 minutes, 1 to 3 times a week. This can be jogging, cycling, light technical sparring, continuous ball handling drills at a moderate pace, whatever fits your sport. The intensity is what matters, not the modality. This is the work that doesn't feel sexy. It doesn't make you sore the next day. It doesn't post well on Instagram, but it is the single biggest separator between athletes who fade and athletes who finish strong. When you combine these three systems properly, you create an athlete who is explosive from the lactic system, resilient from the lactic system, and has a massive gas tank from the aerobic system to back it all up. You don't get tired because you've built a biological machine that is constantly producing, clearing, and recharging energy. That's the architecture of infinite endurance. Stop just getting tired. Start targeting your energy system development. That's how you go from being the athlete who fades in the fourth quarter to the one dictating the pace until the very last second. If this breakdown gave you a new way to think about your training, do me a favor and smash that like button. It genuinely helps the channel and pushes this content out to more athletes who need to hear it. Drop a comment below and tell me which of the three systems is the weakest link in your training right now. I read every single one, and I'll be using your answers to shape the next videos in this series. Make sure you're subscribed and have notifications turned on, because next week I'm breaking down exactly how to structure a weekly training plan that hits all three systems without overtraining. You don't want to miss it. I am JT. Train smart, race hard, and I'll see you in the next one.